Hi friends, welcome back. I know it's been 3 months. I'm sorry. I've been really busy with school, and after Romeo and Juliet, I went immediately into another show, which took a lot of my time. So, and then I went into finals, which I'm finishing up. So that's where I've been. Hair change, if you haven't noticed, if you don't follow me on Instagram. So today I wanted to share with you guys something I've talked about briefly in the past, but I haven't talked to you guys since it's happened because it's been so long. As you guys know, I have been on dupilumab since August of 2017. I was on that for, I guess a year and a half. In February of this year, February, I want to say 28th or something, was the last time I was supposed to take a shot. I did mine every 2 weeks, and I didn't have any shots to take, so I had nothing I could do. And so I have been off dupilumab since mid-February, so I just wanted to talk to you guys about my experience. If you guys are new here, welcome, and make sure to subscribe before you leave. I'm happy that you're here to watch. And if you guys have any questions, make sure to leave them in the comments. I will answer those. Just a disclaimer, because I've found in a lot of my eczema videos, I've had some people be like, "You didn't state the facts." So, to state the facts, I don't know the facts. I'm here to talk on like a personal standpoint, in my experience, what has happened for me. I'm not gonna sit here and tell you the facts of dupilumab or dupixent, or tell you to take it or not to take it, because I am not your doctor. I'm not licensed. I'm a cosmetologist and I'm an actress, but that's basically all I can tell you about. So, yeah, talk to your dermatologist if you want to stop taking it, or if you have stopped and you're gonna start it again or whatever. Just talk to your dermatologist. Don't do anything because of me. Don't sue me. I'm just telling you my experience, just so you guys can know if you're curious or if you're wanting to know what to expect. So, as I stated, I stopped mid-February. For about the first month, I'd say, I felt no change whatsoever. Like, absolutely nothing felt different. So I was like, okay, that's chill. I can deal with this. Like, if it wasn't, like, maybe it wore off, because I was on it for a year and a half, so I kind of was hard to remember what it was like beforehand. And I'll insert pictures of what it looked like when I had just started it. So when I first started it, my face was extremely red. Like, the day after I took it, it really dried up into these weird, like, flaky things. I don't know. And within a week, it was already starting to clear on my face. While I was on dupilumab, I continued to have face flares, and body flares less so, from what I can remember. Mainly face flares, but body flares I still did. They just weren't that bad. If I did have them, they were, as you can see, in my inner elbows. Not to spoil the ending for you guys, but you can kind of see my eczema. Not cured. And so, first month it was about the same. I started to notice after that I had no facial eczema whatsoever. It was completely clear on my face. I'm gonna say the second month, my face was completely clear. My body was like okay, but it was starting to pick up a little bit, and it was starting to be more flared and everything. After that, it started to get worse. My body specifically started to get pretty bad. And what I'm dealing with right now, as you can see, I know my lights are pretty bright so that you guys have a good quality video. Sorry. But I have bumps, eczema here. Mainly for me, it's really bumpy, and I will show you guys my back. So, I don't know if you can see my back, but it's incredibly, like, welty. Yeah, so it's, well, what's really interesting for me is when I was on dupilumab, the entire time, my back was the smoothest part of my body, and it never flared, and it was just naturally, like, felt like non-eczema skin. It was just very smooth, and I never ever put lotion on it. I just didn't need to, and so having that come back is a little bit sad. It makes me feel a little upset. I'm kind of remembering how, like, shitty it is to deal with that. Mainly sleeping. It's kind of hard to sleep sometimes because it's all the little bumps, and when I lay on the bumps it feels like I'm laying in crumbs, which is like my biggest pet peeve. So that's really upsetting. So the reason I got off dupilumab was because I was on this specific insurance when I got onto it in August of 2017, and it was completely free for me. It was really, really awesome actually how that worked. And the next winter I officially got off of that insurance for like personal reasons, and I couldn't get back on that insurance, and so I had to go on a different insurance plan. And my doctor had given me quite a few like dupilumab packs to last me, and I could not get my insurance to approve dupilumab. Like, they were denying it constantly, and my dermatologist was fighting really hard for me, which I really appreciate. And yeah, they were not approving it at all. They kept denying it. We kept appealing it. Finally, they approved it, but that didn't help anything because they were super unorganized, and we still couldn't get anything. They approved it. They said they approved it in March, but they never notified anyone. So after that, I finally got a hold of them, probably the beginning of this month. And they're like, okay, cool, yeah, you're chill now, but it's $800 every month. And I'm like, well, I can't do that, ever. And so I went through dupilumab my way. They're approving that copay, and so now they're telling me it's $0, and that's really awesome. Like, that's really awesome to get. And it should have been here yesterday, and it wasn't, and I called them, and I called my insurance, and I was like, hey, this is supposed to be here. And they're like, oh yeah, we had another question for your dermatologist. And it's really been incredibly disorganized. Not on my dermatologist part, not on dupixent's part completely. Mainly my insurance has been so disorganized and just honestly a shit show to work with, because like there's no communication. They don't sometimes sound like they know what they're doing, and like I don't mean to be rude, like I'm genuinely a pretty nice person and I'm understanding, but it's just really frustrating when it's something that's this important to somebody and there's like such a horrible lack of communication and just knowledge. And I understand it's a new drug, so that makes sense. But yes, so I called them and they're like, yeah, we need more information from your dermatologist. I'm like, you literally have been getting information for like a year. It's crazy. And so they're like, oh, it'll be there tomorrow, so we will see if it'll be here tomorrow. But yeah, that's basically what happened to me after getting off of dupilumab. I looked up a few different people's stories online to see what happened to them. Some people got off and never had to use anything ever again. They were just basically cured. I don't want to use that word because that's a very strong word. But they were eczema free. Some people got off, it got worse, and they got back on and it didn't get better. That's probably my biggest fear with this, obviously. But hopefully I get on and hopefully it gets better. If not, we'll figure something out, always have. I'm gonna close by saying something I've been thinking about, and I just think, I'm just gonna jump into it. I think it's really shitty that like there's so many of us struggling with this condition and there's nothing that anyone can really do, ourselves or our doctors. I mean, we're doing the most we can, obviously. I just think it's really shitty that so many people are living with this condition and it's really not known about really well. I mean, I had to call into work 2 weeks ago because my face eczema was so bad that it literally was in burns and I could not move my face. And I was so tired of like telling people I have a chronic condition, I can't come in because it's acting up. So I literally just sent pictures of my bare face and complete burns to the group chat at work, and I was like, hey, this is what's happening. I can explain later, it's a chronic condition, you can look it up, but I can't come in because I'm not gonna put makeup on this. And like, I really think to spread awareness for our condition is the only way to let people aware and let people be more empathetic, because I've noticed if I'm like, yeah, I have eczema, they're like, oh yeah, my nephew's got eczema on his hand, pretty tough. It's like, yeah, it's a little different than what I'm going through, but empathy to your nephew. So just like, I don't know, I think being open and honest and just talking about it is really important. Just forcing myself to be more open and comfortable with my skin has really helped, so I think that's a good thing. But also just like my deepest sympathy to everyone out there who's suffering with eczema, who's looking for a cure or looking for some form of help and is struggling to get it, because I understand, obviously, and it's not a great time to have severe eczema, but I have faith that we will find a cure, we'll find hope, and we will find some comfort, even if that's just within each other. So thank you guys so much for watching, and as I said before, if you guys have any questions, you can leave them in the comments and I will answer those as long as they're nice. If they're mean, I will probably delete them. Thanks guys, I'll see you in my next video. Bye.